This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the FXBG Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I'm excited to introduce you to my guest today. We've got Woodley Fenelus joining us. She is with Whetzel Fenelus Wealth Counsel. Woodley, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Dory. It's a pleasure to be here and speaking to you.
Well, I'm really excited about this, excited to learn more about you and your business. So let's start there. Share with us, what is Whetzel Fenelus Wealth Counsel?
So it's a partnership that I started and here in Virginia with another Virginia attorney. I am licensed in North Dakota, and so my partner is licensed here in Virginia. And we always kind of wanted to do estate planning because there's such a huge, demand for it. So we decided that this would be a good thing. And given that I have my LLM in taxation and estate planning, it was just the right time.
Amazing. So tell me, what made you decide to go into this? I'd love to hear a little bit about your backstory and how you got to where you are today.
Right. Thank you. So I'm originally an immigration attorney. Immigration kind of fell into my lap. It's not something that I always wanted to do. It just happened. I thought I was going to be a criminal lawyer, and then I got a taste of it, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not for me. And so it just happened. Some people at my church needed help with immigration, and then on the fly, I had to figure it out and learn it. And I fell in love with it. I love the results that we were giving people and the ability to, get, your green card or win an asylum. And then so I said, you know what, maybe this is what I'm going to do now. But at the same time, I was going to school for my LLM in taxation. I was like, I'm going to be a tax attorney. So then what do I do with my degree? I love this, what do I do? But I found a way. I was like, you know what? I can merge the two together. So I said, I'm going to continue with my continue as an immigration attorney and help people, especially in like the Haitian, Francophone African communities. And then I partner with with actually he's my boss, and then we partnered together and decided that we were going to do an estate planning, and we've been working at it since.
Tell me, what are some myths or misconceptions that you hear about what you do that you can dispel for us?
So many myths, but I think the biggest one is people wanting to create like a trust because they want to avoid taxes. And I'm like, no, the IRS is here forever. You don't create a trust for purposes of taxation. You really create it because you want to avoid probate. And so it has nothing to do, it has no tax benefits. So that's one of the most common ones. And especially with social media, they're always teaching these, crazy stuff they're telling people they can do when it comes to taxes and how to avoid taxes. And most of it is not even true. But yeah, definitely the most common one is, I'm going to create this trust so I can avoid taxes. Absolutely not.
I'm really glad you said that, because I've heard that, and you're right. You hear it on social media. You hear all these, experts sharing information like that. So yeah. I imagine you're doing that a lot when you're working with your clients.
Oh, absolutely. All the time. They hear some popular influencers telling them, you can do this for your taxes and you can create this trust and do an irrevocable trust and do this and then all this stuff. And I'm like, no, you cannot. So I get that all the time. Like, I'll have a client that comes to me and say, I heard this on social media. And I'm like, okay, I just have to break it down for them. But part of my platform is dispelling those myths and say, I know you've heard your social media influencers say this, but a lot of the times we're not reading into the law and how it's applied. So they might have like one thing or one code they hear and they think it fits everything. And I'm just like, no, absolutely not. It's different. You have to dig a little deeper into the law. So I fight misconceptions all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Well, the law is intimidating and can be confusing for those who don't understand it, like you. So, how do you work with your clients to kind of put them at ease?
Basically, I don't do legalese with my clients because obviously they don't understand all these legal. I try to break it down in small bites for them. And I'm a visual person, so I like to see things. I like to touch things in a way. So I'll have a really great presentation for my clients and say, hey, this is how you do this, and just break it down in like layman's terms for them, nothing too complicated. Most of the time they'll lose they're not paying attention about all that stuff anyway. So keep it
Mhm.
short and sweet for them. That's it.
I love that. I love that. You're keeping it simple for them and giving them the information that they need to know in a way that they can understand it. I love that.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, what would you say is the most rewarding part for you?
Peace of mind. Every time I've done a couple of these already, and every time you get to that, signing ceremony where you're handing them this beautiful folder, in there, it's a love letter to their family,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that they feel like this burden kind of, lift off their shoulders, knowing that when they transition to the next life, they have something for their family. It's beautiful. I love that. It's not about death. It's just the most beautiful thing you can do for your family, as opposed to leaving them with probate and years of fighting. Right now in Virginia and also North Dakota, there's so many people who are just giving up because someone, transitioned without a will or a trust, and then there's property, there's all kind of bank accounts, and they don't know what to do because it's going to take them more time, more money, so they give up. So then we have all these unclaimed properties in the state court, probate courts. And when you set up things and you set up your life and you make it easier for your family after you've transitioned, it's the most beautiful thing. And I love seeing families feeling like they can breathe, and it's also a great way to control beyond the grave. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really love how you framed that. And you said a love letter to your family. So I
Yes.
love how you've turned something that can kind of feel like a topic that you don't want to approach and turn it
Mhm.
into something that is love for your family.
It is love. It is. And I
Mm.
always tell my client, your will, the trust you create is absolutely a love letter, your last love letter to your family. And one of the things that we do in our firm is we'll do things like create a video where that family is speaking to them. Well, if you've seen this video, then I'm no longer here. And
Oh,
be able to pour your heart out to that, your family. Um, it's beautiful. I don't even look at it as death, and I rarely use the word death. I use words like you're transitioning, you're going to the
mm,
next life, right? No matter what you believe, your religion, you are transitioning to the next life. And so I
mhm.
never look at it as something that's final. I just see it as you're gone to the next universe or the next world or whatever it is that you believe in. And so that gives them the peace of mind when I'm not giving them is death and it's final. Um, it's such a beautiful part of my work. It's I
Mhm.
love it. And that's why I'm not going to leave immigration, but this is the most peaceful side of my practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell in the way that you're talking about it that it is what lights you up.
Yes, it really does. I mean, I
Hmm.
go to court all the time. I'm always fighting somebody in court, but but with this, there's no fighting. I'm not fighting the government, or I'm not fighting somebody else on the other side, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It could get to that, but then by the time you get to that point, that family member is gone. Um, but it's just, I love the fact that we can sit here and prepare someone. There's no adversary, right?
Yeah.
And I always tell people, if you don't have a plan, my thing is, everyone has estate planning, right? It's just who did it. Was it the state, or is it
Mm.
you? Because the government definitely has a plan for you if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have your own plan, and it's called probate. And they decide, and that can go for a year, 2, 3 years, and all your family give up because it costs too much money. um, I always say that not having a trust or a will is a lawsuit against yourself,
Mm.
because you have to pay
Mm-hmm.
for it, you know? So,
Yeah.
and going back to one of the things that you talked about with misconceptions is, estate planning is for the wealthy. No, it's not.
Mm.
Estate planning is for everyone. Um, you're single. If something happens to you, you become incapacitated. Well, who makes decisions for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're a mom and you're driving your car somewhere and an accident happens, something happens, and your little children are in the back seat, the police come, who do they call? So kids protection plans are very important for moms and parents. You don't want some weird uncle taking over your kids. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, you you want to have a plan for yourself. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs a plan. You own a home. What happens to this home when you're gone? Who takes the house? You know,
Mm-hmm.
who makes healthcare decisions for you? So everybody should have estate planning.
I'm really glad that you said that because I think that there's probably a lot of people, probably a lot of young people who think I don't need that yet. I don't have a family yet. So do you advise, is there a point at which people need to start thinking about this?
Yes, absolutely. I have kids protection plan for my children because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what could happen, and I put it. I have family members that I do trust. You know, trust is huge. Who, if something happens to me, I know my kids are going to be in good hands. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
I have people in my kids protection. You can absolutely get nowhere near my children. So those are the things that I try to protect my children against if something were to happen to me, because we don't know, at any time, any moment, something can happen. I don't care how old you are. I think you should have some type of protection plan, because I give you a brief story. This young lady, single, um, she's really into like healthy things, and she wants to, if something were to happen to her, she does not want this medication. She wants like natural things.
Mm-hmm.
And so she ended up being incapacitated, and her mother, she was in the process of doing it, but then it never, came into fruition. And so her mother ended up shutting everybody out. She's making decisions, things that we already know she did not want. And there's nothing we could do about it because she's incapacitated, and now the mom is making decisions for her.
Wow.
So even then, as a young person, 20, 30, whatever age, single, you want to have estate planning. And had she had those things in place, we could have just take that to the court and said, this is how we're
Mm-hmm.
taking it. This is how she wants life. She wants to be at peace, and she wants to do natural medication. And so it's important to have estate planning no matter what age you are.
Yeah. I'm really glad you shared that. What a great lesson for us all hearing that. Thank you. So tell me, has there been a challenge or a hardship that you faced, whether in life or business, that now that you have overcome it, you're stronger and better for it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the things, law school doesn't teach you the business side of things. They teach you how to think like a
Mm,
lawyer, but they never teach you how to run a law firm. And so, starting my own law firm was challenging. You had to. I wanted to just practice law. I had
mm-hmm,
no idea that Having my own law firm required so much. I had to wear a businesswoman hat, and I don't have any experience with business at the time, and had to figure that all by myself in the first year. It was tough. Who do you hire? Uh, you know, there are days you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even think I can pay this person, and you have to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
My own bookkeeping. I was like, what? I don't even have an accounting degree. Like, I don't, what do I do? I can't afford an accountant right now. So I had to learn, get that QuickBooks, learn on the fly, figure out how to do my, what do I put aside? How do I pay myself? Am I an employee? Am I a self-employed? Like, there was so many questions, so many things I had to figure out. And I know that a lot of businesses might relate with what I'm saying right now. It's hard. Now we're getting, to a place where we do have an accountant helping us, commingling and having trust, different things. Like, we have to figure all of that out from the beginning. So those were challenging days, but we're better now.
Yeah, you're right. I think so many business owners get into business because they love their craft of whatever it is that they're doing, and they
Yeah,
know that they can be a successful business owner, but then they get into it and they realize, wait, I'm not doing that thing as much because I'm learning all the business side of things. So
right.
it does take time to get those systems in place so that you can get back to doing what you love.
Exactly. But very early on, I hired someone. She's my sister-in-law. She's a paralegal. She's amazing. Her name is Chevette. Um, Absolutely amazing. I mean, I don't think I could make it this far without her.
Oh.
Like, like the amount of work she does and how she
Mhm.
keeps my firm afloat. Um, it's definitely hiring that one person in
Mhm.
the beginning who can
Yeah.
do it all. And she
Yeah.
definitely is doing it all. And I shout out to you, Javette, because you're amazing.
We all need a Chevette in our business.
You do. Everybody needs a Chevette in your business because my God, this woman, it's 2 years now.
Mhm.
Um, at first when I was like, oh, I don't know, Chevette. Okay. She was like, I'm here for you. And I feel like we just built this thing together.
Aw,
Um, and so yes, I would not give her up. Like, I don't care what it is. Like, no, she's not leaving.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Mm.
So you're clearly working so hard on your business. Do you have time for fun? And if so, what are you doing?
Yeah, it probably is. Anytime for fun would be retail therapy. Retail
Mhm.
therapy and doing my hair because those are the two things that I'm going. Shout out to my hairstylist, Lindsay. Um, yeah, that's about it. Because if I don't do those, I would lose my mind. So
Mhm.
that's the only thing I do for fun. I wish I did other
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, having your hair done is so therapeutic. Not only do you usually have a stylist who's kind of your therapist, but you're kind of forced to not have your phone out because it's kind of hard to look at your phone while,
Yes,
everything is going on. You're forced to just stop and you're kind of
exactly.
trapped in the chair and you have to relax and you have to let go.
Yep.
So I
It's
agree
my
with
me
you.
time. It is my me
Hmm.
time, and I get to tell my therapist everything. He is my therapist. It's the best time. So yeah, anything I'm doing for fun, you catch me at the mall somewhere, a window shopping or actually shopping.
I love it. I love it. So, Woodley, if the listeners are inspired by this conversation, if they want to work with you, if they want to learn more from you, if they need some estate planning done, how can they find you?
So we do have two locations. We have one in Reston, and then we do have an office in Fredericksburg. It's 10711 Spotsylvania Avenue here in Fredericksburg. We have our website is virginiawealthcounsel.com. That you could find us there. 571-720-5195. You can call our office. Um, yeah, if you guys want it, we're here to serve, and come on over, come give me a visit.
Amazing. Woodley, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today and sharing Whetzel Fenelus Wealth Counsel with us.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com.